So it's been a long time since I've been up to a Cars Under the Stars or something similar, and we were up that way and I've seen this on Facebook. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go and grab a look. And I was really happy that I did, because there was a really good vibe. I mean, they had the DJ cranking and well organised, that when you come in the gate you either pay your $10 and become part of the show, or you head over into parking and wander over and check out what was there. And really good range of bikes, cars, a few hot rods, and it did coincide with the Hot Rod Nationals in Sydney, and I thought there might have been a few more rods there, but there was a good showing. So obviously this is one of those shows where 99.9% of the cars have been ridden or driven to the event, and it just runs for a couple of hours, and we took the opportunity to grab some something to eat there as well. They had a few food vendors and coffee machines and that sort of stuff. So I'll just walk you around, look at some of the cars. Obviously the lighting was a bit hard, and I've using my light on the gimbal on and off depending on how much light there was. So these were the early starters, got the prime parks. And it really does fascinate me, the amount of variation in the cars, but also the age of the people. The oldies like myself, and then the real young ones, and then families with their kids in pushes, and just really good to see. Nice 6 there with the triples on it. So I'm starting to get the hang of this camera caper when you've got lots of people there. You just got to get up and over and around them. How's that for unusual? So the tray on a XY. I don't know what chassis would be under that. Pretty hard to pass up a tri-Y Chev, isn't it? So this was early on, and it's always hard with these sort of events because people come and go, and you might miss a car here and there, but I try and get the majority of them. So some of these empty parks here would have been filled up by in another hour or two's time. Nice Monaro. They look good in this light, don't they? I'm not really sure how many cars would have turned up, but I would say well into the hundreds. Probably 300 or so. I've got to work out where I'm going now. This guy's organised. He's got the floodlights and all happening. Here we go, put the light on, see what's happening. Oh, there's a lot happening in there. Nice little brick. I think we're going to see more and more of this, under the stars or the cars and coffees. It's really a good opportunity to get some use out of your collectible or your toy and not spend the whole day. So, you can do cars and coffee and be home by 10 or 11, or you can spend the day with the family and then be out with the car at night for a few hours and still home at a reasonable hour. I think it's a really good idea. Chance to get out and have a chat with your mates or some new people. I caught up with quite a few people while I was there after I did the filming. I'll tell you what, there was a few late model cars that came in that sounded very, very heavy and tough. They get that sound, and then whatever fuel they're burning, you can smell that as well, and you're sort of thinking, yeah, something going on there. Tell you what, the old XE is getting a bit of a following now. I guess it's like everything, we progressively move on as we all get older. The cars that we like get older as well. I've always said that the car of choice is normally the 50 to 60 year old guy or girl that's looking to restore or have a car that they would have liked when they first left school and got a job. So for me that was an XA, and then someone that's only 30 years old would be something that's only 30 years old. So I think that still stands true today. So these guys are well set up and well organised, had a few trophies. And that's something totally different, isn't it? It's amazing how we continue to find XW, XYs. Darren was saying he went down and had a chat to Steve at Cruise Restorations the other day, and he's got 4 in there on the go at the moment. And it's getting harder and harder to find a base shell to start with, but they're still finding them and they're still building them. Another bargain to be had. It's going to be in very good nick, that one. So here you go, an XC Fairmont, and I'm pretty sure that would be Sherwood Green. So that's what my panel van was, that same colour. And a few mods going on in there though. So mine was a Falcon 500 Rally Pack, where this one's actually a Fairmont, and you can see the chrome mouldings on the front of the mudguards. But that was the colour, and that'll be similar to the colour that we're going to have when we get it redone. And it won't be too far off. We're going to get a start on that, I think, fairly shortly. And this was a very nice HQ. So those that watch me fairly regularly would have heard me talk about Joel. Joel's helped me a couple of times. He's a local painter and a friend of the neighbour, and he's doing a 4-door HQ, and that's going to get some paint sometime in June, which will be good. So you might see a bit of that maybe. Wow, look at the size of that turbo. Very interesting colour on that. It was quite dark. I couldn't really get it to come up in the camera with the light that we had there, because it really did pop once you got a bit of light on it. I thought, there we go. That's why I was just trying to get a bit of light on it, because I was really impressed the way it bounced in the light. and I thought I might as well get a shot of the back of the cars as well. You can see there, I'll have a look at the hot rod first, but you'll see the food vendors there in the background. So if you've been watching these shows and you like what you see, or you've got some ideas that you think I could add to make these more enjoyable for you, just let me know in the comments. We're always looking to improve what we do. I've started trying to do a few interviews, but it's really hard when they've got a lot of music playing at the events, because with the copyright I can't sort of be recording, talking to someone if there's music in the background that I can't use. So sometimes that's a bit of a problem, but yeah, if you got any thoughts, let me know for sure. A fair bit of induction going on there. 308 apparently, eh? Really is incredible the power that can be made now. Whichever way it goes, it just seems like the technology and designer heads and camshafts and all the different things that we're just making so much power. I mean, when I was a young bloke, you know, if you had 350, 400, you're going all right. Now 400 is just a stocker. It's incredible. Now, this was a really well presented car. I mean, it's funny, they were drivers when I was a young bloke, and my brother had an ESP and used to tow his boat and all with it, and then you see him now being fully restored to this sort of level is really very pleasing on the eye for someone of my age, and obviously a lot of other people, because they're just becoming more and more, and so many parts available now. And if you're looking to do one and you're looking for parts, Global Trim down in Albury do a lot of the plastics, in interior plastics and seat trims and all those sorts of things. If you're towing for work or play, make sure your vehicle's up to the task. Your gross vehicle mass can be upgraded to keep everything legal and above board. Find your nearest stockist at lovellsauto.com.au and talk to the professionals about getting your vehicle right for the job. Back to the show. Yeah, so Global Trim, and they do a lot of parts now, but I mean they do specialise. That was his main area, and he does a lot of XC stuff as well now and coupe stuff. It's good to see all these little small Australian companies. I mean, it's not all made in Australia, but I think it's good that we've got the opportunity to get those parts. Here's that little Toronto, looks nice. So these are a pretty good event, whether you're from Wollongong or even up Newcastle way. You can sort of get up or down to Western Sydney in an hour and a half. Spend a couple of hours and take in some cars, talk to a few people, and catch up opportunity. And from my point of view, it was good that they continually over the microphone kept saying, if you leave the venue and do burnouts or leave too quick or whatever, that they have cameras everywhere and they will be reporting any of that sort of activity direct to the police. And I think it's a good thing that we can do that so that we can keep these events running and keep our sport on the street. Otherwise we're going to end up just at events only. So don't forget, if you're looking for suspension parts, check out Lovell's website and have a look through that. They've got parts for your project but also your tow vehicle, and they're opening more and more of their own shops, but obviously they have distributors as well, and they have shops of their own in pretty much all the capital cities now. Jump onto their website and have a look what's available, because there's lots of it there, and you'll be seeing more of that in the panel van when we do that. Be having all Lovell springs and Bilstein shocks. This car had a lot of work done to it, and it sounded pretty tough when he was leaving. I actually dabbled with some orange when I was doing when I did Rock 3. There's a half chance it was going to be orange. And a few little sample pots going, but ended up running with the blue. And talking about power, look at that. Big Pro Charger. Like I said earlier, such a good range of cars. A couple little dados. I'm not even going to try and think about what's in those engine bays, because I have no idea. So our next event footage will be MotorX. Dale and myself are heading down there. We're actually taking Boss XC down as well. setting that up, but we'll be getting lots of footage from the event and then trying to get it up over the couple of weeks after the event's over. So that'll be my next outing with the camera, and we'll try and gather as much information as we can on the traders and all the halls there. There's so many cars there, so much to see. And if you get the opportunity, come in and to go to MotorX, come and catch up with me. I'm on the PPG stand from 11 till 12 and I think 1 till 2 each day, and have an opportunity to catch up, and probably have some t-shirts and stuff there as well. There's a couple of nice charges there. I think I come back to them because there was just too many people hanging around. I was talking to the photographer there. He was doing open shutter photos of the engine bays, and I said, mate, how do you go with that? And he goes, if you get in and out it's all right, but otherwise you just got to start again. He said that's just all part of the game if you're trying to do photos at these sorts of events. A couple of really nice cars. Of course, it's pretty hard to go to an event without finding Paul Beck there. I'm sure that's Paul's car. He covers some miles to get all the information for his channels and programs that he runs at Killer Rides. Here we go, the crowd's moved a bit. I think I'll head back in there and see if I can get some footage. Someone might be able to fill me in on that. That looked like a very heavy front on light. I'm not exactly sure what model that car was. That Valiant. I'm sure it's someone will fill me in. So it is a Charger, but it looked like it had a fairly extensive front, grille setup on it. Different to what I remember. There's a nice, pretty much stock XB and I featured this car in this pace car in when I was up at the All American Day. Get it out, Howard. So All American Day up at Campbelltown, and I was chatting to him about that, and he was pretty chuffed that I'd talked about it and the fact that I'd made models and all. And then this particular XB I was having a yarn to the boys about both the cars. He's actually the president of the New South Wales GT Club and one of the main organisers for the Nationals. The GT Nationals are up at Bathurst this year in May, I believe, by memory. I'll be hopefully heading up there for the day and get a bit of footage of that. If I was one of those people that could remember names, I'd be able to tell you their names as well, but I'm not that good, unfortunately. It's interesting, this guy was just sitting at his deck chair under the pole there, watching the world go by with his Mustang. It's an early car with a sort of late style wheel. Like I said, there was quite a few really nice looking late model cars there that are just tastefully done. You know, nice streeters. I'll come back to that XY in a minute. There was too many people there. This was an interesting looking car. I don't know too much about it, but it's definitely cleaned up nice. Remind me of the old John Player Special back in the supercar days. And if you're into T-buckets, have a look. There's a couple of programs. The second part 2 of the Australian Hot Rod Nationals that we put a feature up on. There's quite a lot of those, probably 20 different T-buckets in there. So thanks for joining us again. And like I said, MotorX is next on the card for us. And we appreciate you following along. If you've got any questions, ask the questions. If you like what you're seeing, hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe, and we thank Lovells again for their support as always. And we'll just use that XY as a nice one to finish up on. So bye for now, and we'll catch up with you next time we're on air.